the hamstrings are actually 3 different muscles that all work together to perform 2 primary functions. The biceps femoris, the semitendinosus, and the semimembranosus all cross both the knee and the hip joint and work simultaneously to perform both knee flexion and hip extension. Their biarticulate nature is the reason that they only act as an antagonist during exercises where both hip and knee flexion are occurring, such as squats and lunges. In order for them to be effectively recruited, either the knee or the hip must remain static while action is occurring at the other joint. So with all of that in mind, let's talk about the best exercises for hamstring training. For compound movements, deadlifts, specifically stiff leg deadlifts, will allow the hamstring to be the primary mover, as the limited degree of knee flexion allows for maximal stretch on the hamstrings when compared to other deadlift variations. If your mobility allows for it, you could also perform these on some sort of platform in order to introduce a deficit and maximize the stretch on the hamstring muscle. To work the hamstring's knee flexion function, we're of course going to include hamstring curls, but let's talk about the difference between a seated hamstring curl and a lying hamstring curl. While lying hamstring curls are still a fantastic movement for the hamstrings, there is increasing evidence that a seated hamstring curl will be even better because the seated nature of the exercise creates a more significant stretch on the hamstring muscle as the hip remains in a flexed position, maintaining a constant stretch on the muscle. If you have limited access to machines, a great alternative will be something like a yoga ball curl or a Nordic curl. Both of these maintain a static hip position while the hamstring works to flex the knee. Lastly, a movement that will work the entire posterior chain, including the hamstring, is going to be a hyperextension. There are a couple different machines that you could perform this on, but the most common is going to be a 45-degree hyperextension machine, which will work more of the erector spinae in the back if set to a higher position, and will work more of the lower body, including the glutes and the hamstrings, if set to a lower position where most of the movement is occurring at the hip. If you like these educational style videos, please let me know in the comments and let me know which muscle group you would like me to talk about next.